Hey, y'all, Choice here. Thank you for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit here. I'm back on this toxic relationship thing. Just a quick note. Um, in the other video, I talked about how we point the finger and we call something toxic. But most of us, when we say toxic, we're basically not really looking at ourselves. We may be looking at ourselves, but we're really pointing the finger at the other person, the reason why it's toxic. They'll tell you that you have a toxic person in your life and you need to remove them from your life and get with someone else who isn't toxic. Remember I tell you that you can't run from you. You cannot run from you. Either way, you picked it up somewhere. Somewhere you sent out that vibe. Whatever the vibratory frequency was, you sent it out. And your Prince Charming or Queen or Princess or whatever you want to call them, or the woman of your life or the whatever, the man of your life came walking in. And believe me, as I said before, life will take care of life. Your life, your soul is there knowing what it needs to evolve, to transcend. Some will say awaken, but the soul is not sleeping. It's very much involved in what's going on. It cannot really sleep. You have a free will. And in your free will, you can observe and explore life in all of its intricate forms. The free will gives you playtime, so you can check out things and decide and make decision about and discern. It's almost like when you discover something that gives you an aha moment. That aha moment is kind of like letting the soul know, okay, we're rising a little bit. Okay, we can step up a little bit. They got it. And then it's another obstacle course. It's another trip, But what people do is they get themselves involved in relationships, and they build a comfort zone in that. They become comfortable and feel safe in whatever that relationship brings. So they kind of like make the bed in it. And they don't move on for a long time, if ever at all. Or if they do, they just get the next one that displays similar characteristics. Because remember, until you change, you're only exchanging one characteristic for another, or something else you can tolerate a little bit more than something else that you were in where you couldn't tolerate at all. So you're not really lifting yourself. You're just basically maintaining a cycle. Because you're calling that relationship toxic. You're labeling it as toxic rather than as an experience to help you to transcend. So the moment you give something the label of toxic, you're going to have to explore more of that kind of thing until you come to recognize it as something else. Come to recognize it as something that you're happy, or at least grateful or appreciating that you had the wherewithal to recognize what you were dealing with and pull yourself out of it, or appreciation and gratitude for the fact that you actually had the experience, which gave you an opportunity to transcend it or move on. So whenever we label things, what we're doing is confining ourselves to something. And it doesn't mean that you will not eventually get it and move on and have a more pleasant relationship. But those who have a different outlook, they don't necessarily say it was toxic. They usually use different words. And as I said before, they usually come to know it as something greater that they are to be grateful for. And they often see the other doors that open as a result of them having that experience. This is a little more about being mindful of what we call relationships that we need to get what we need to get out of it, share what we need to share in it, and keep it moving. So it's something where we get what we need to get out of it, share what we need to share in it, and keep it moving. No hard feelings, much love, peace and blessings, all great things. See ya. This is what it's about. You know, this is what it's about. So it's also an exchange of information. You both exchange valuable information. Okay? The experience has lifted each. Because remember, there isn't anything wasted. Regardless to whether or not you get it and have to go through it again or not, what is gained as a result of the two of you coming together goes into the all. It all goes into the all. So every experience, regardless to whether or not you make sense of it or not, or you feel is good, bad, or indifferent, whatever label you give it, regardless to whether or not you gain knowingly from it or not, whatever it is, it still goes back into the all. It's still information that goes back into the all. And so, this is a quick word. Make every relationship count. Every moment. Every moment. Be mindful about how your relationships are moving and shifting you. So be mindful in every moment, take in every moment, and learn to appreciate everything that relationship brings to the table and how it's helping to how it's informing you, growing you, evolving you, helping you to transcend. The person that you are sharing with, they may not know, perhaps you know, but it does well if someone knows how this thing works. It's like we're sharing this moment, and whatever we explore, whatever we experience, it's going out into the cosmos. It's going out into the ether, and it's helping, and it's what it's doing, it's expanding the all. It's expanding the all. So everything we do is bringing more to humanity, to the world. I know that's kind of like, really? But really, make it about love. Make it about love, make it about love, make it about love. And when you let go, never call it toxic. I mean, I'm not saying you want to get back in it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm sharing with you it may be difficult to end it with love, but eventually get to the point where you know it was truly all about love. Much love here, Choice here. Thank you so much for joining me again. Namaste.